Frieza reveals an even more devastating power than the black form. A power variant, just like Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, thereby demonstrating to the Saiyans that they are not the only ones with divine techniques, and that Frieza, with all his imposing presence, will end both of them. He has already started his plan, destabilizing both emotionally so that they evolve and become a challenge for Frieza to demonstrate his true strength on a large scale. Are you ready for this? Then come with me. Speaking of getting ready, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, that helps a lot, and activate the bell. Frieza was already in a divine form starting from Golden Frieza, while both Goku and Vegeta reached the God form, the Saiyan version. Frieza also demonstrated this capability, and in his current form, even though it shocked us, just as he did with Gas, Goku, and Vegeta, he still has a big trick up his sleeve, as he knows that on Goku's side, there is an angel and a Hakushin, and every precaution is necessary. Frieza cast the bait with hooks, and now it is up to the warriors to bite or not. But since he has already entered their minds, everything is leading to this, and the terrifying true power of Frieza is approaching. Frieza is a new warrior nowadays, with a different mindset. Everything changed from the moment he truly got to know the vast universes and everything contained within them, learning about gods and angels and their missions, making it a new perspective, and realizing that everything he once believed in was too small compared to the greatness of what he saw. There in that tournament, Frieza started to desire many more things, leaving behind his pettiness, including the grudge against the Saiyans, and understood that without Son Goku, he would not have gotten where he is. Undoubtedly, he would never have evolved to such a point without the surviving Saiyans, and the same goes for Goku, Vegeta, and the others too. Thus, Frieza disappeared after the Tournament of Power, generating much anticipation for the future, wondering what might happen. After the Tournament of Power ended, he returned to life after helping his universe. But with a warning, are you sure about this? I won't stop being evil or anything like that. Undoubtedly, like it or not, he is still the evil emperor of the 7th universe. However, note that in these simple words from Frieza, he no longer has that disgusting aura, but already had a plan in mind that he formulated during the Tournament of Power. Shortly after that, going through several sagas, he arrives precisely in the Granola Saga, when no one expected it. He appears, saves the day, shows his imposing presence, saying, "I am here," and with a devastating form, Black Frieza, showing off to everyone there, Gas, Goku, Vegeta, proving his dominance. He had trained in a hyperbolic time chamber for exactly 10 years to then start his plans. He certainly did not find that by chance, as he mentioned. It could even be, but that he was training, he was. And maybe he would take even longer to appear with a new form if it weren't for the time chamber. But there he is, taking down Goku and Vegeta with just one blow and still leaving them alive, knowing they are the study source he needs. How so study? As I said at the beginning of the video, he needs the Saiyans to test and constantly evolve, and that's why he left them both alive. There is also a detail there. Who guarantees that he did not return to the time chamber again? Because I believe his evolutionary capacity is unlimited given the context of the Dragon Ball world, making it clear that he can and will reach even higher levels beyond what we have seen so far. We have several points to refer to this fact. One of the simplest is that he did not have an opponent at his level. Goku, Vegeta, and Gas weren't even a warm-up, so he is no longer that guy who arrives, shows everything, and puff, disappears. No. There, he showed just a fraction of his new power, something to wake up Goku and Vegeta and say, "Wake up, something big is coming, and you are still at this level." He has something even more terrifying to show everyone, and will still outshine many who believe Gohan is superior to him. It's like throwing it in our faces. Look, I have two guys here who, if they train, will be the strongest. Evolutionary capacity may match in terms of hidden power. These are Frieza and Gohan. Although I think Broly came to break that in every way, being the most capable of evolving and progressing. Capable of surpassing both if he starts dedicating himself to it. But at the moment, the advantage is entirely Frieza's. Not just one, but several levels above, in terms of mindset and power, and it will scare many when a battle between him and the Z Warriors breaks out again. Although I believe Frieza is planning to become a Hakushin, somehow, since Frieza is one of the most emblematic and terrifying villains in the entire Dragon Ball franchise, known for his ability to hide powers and surprise both characters and viewers. Since his introduction in Dragon Ball Z, he has demonstrated an impressive ability to evolve and surpass limits that no one thought possible. His cunning and cruelty have made him a constant and menacing presence, and an always unpredictable enemy. Considering that without training, he had that devastating form at the beginning, it's bizarre to imagine. It's something surreal beyond our imagination. Throughout the Dragon Ball Z saga, Frieza surprised the Z warriors with his transformation ability, a concept that was completely new at the time. When he seemed to be at his power limit, he revealed his ability to change to stronger and more terrifying forms. He started in his basic form, which was already enough to dominate opponents, but soon transformed into a larger and more powerful form, doubling his strength. Not satisfied, he showed his grotesque third form, which was even more devastating. Finally, upon reaching his final form, Frieza revealed a simplified and elegant appearance, contradicting his monstrous strength. This sequence of transformations set a standard of unpredictability that would come to define his presence in the franchise. In Dragon Ball Super, Frieza returns with another impressive feat, his golden form. Known as Golden Frieza, after training intensely for the first time in his life, he reached a new power level that scared Goku and Vegeta. This form showed that Frieza was capable of surpassing his own limits and competing with the most powerful warriors, proving that his determination and ambition were unmatched. Although he initially struggled to control his new form, his evolution became a reminder that he is a formidable opponent. Finally, in the most recent episode of the Dragon Ball Super manga, Frieza presented his Black Frieza form, perhaps his greatest revelation to date. After 10 years of training in the hyperbolic time chamber, he reached such an extraordinary power level that he defeated Goku in Ultra Instinct form and Vegeta in Ultra Ego form with ease. This show of strength shocked fans and the characters themselves, consolidating Frieza as an ever-present threat and an opponent that should never be underestimated. Besides his transformations, Frieza is also known for his ability to manipulate and employ psychological strategies. On several occasions, he chose to spare Goku, even though he was capable of defeating him, suggesting that he had bigger plans in mind. His cruelty and strategic intelligence often make the heroes uneasy, knowing that he always has something hidden up his sleeve. Not just now, but during the Tournament of Power, he put his plans and ambitions above his past grudges. Frieza has managed to frighten and surprise several times throughout the franchise. From his first transformations in Dragon Ball Z to his evolved forms in Dragon Ball Super, every demonstration of hidden power reaffirms his position as one of the most iconic and unpredictable villains in the Dragon Ball universe. He is a character who constantly challenges expectations and keeps everyone on their toes, never being completely predictable. His ability to adapt and evolve is a testament to his relentless determination and his desire to dominate everything around him, making him a truly unique and fascinating adversary. And they didn't bring him this far, giving him the spotlight they did, just for him to come and lose so easily. If they gave Frieza the opportunity to participate in something of this caliber, then he will come with everything for new goals. And I'll say more. If the case here is a second Tournament of Power, he will certainly be in it, wanting even more to test his new powers and wanting to scare both sides, Angels and Hakashins, just as Jiren once did, once again showing his imposing presence. But the scenario here, as I said, is that he will once again use Son Goku to become stronger. This is already a reality. Frieza and Son Goku share a unique dynamic throughout Dragon Ball's history, one that transcends the typical rivalry between hero and villain. Both become catalysts for each other's growth, shaping their respective paths in search of power and transcendence. The final battle on Namek marked a crucial moment for Frieza when he realized that his absolute power, until then unquestionable, was not enough to overcome Goku. This reality check was a turning point in his journey, just as Goku's confrontation with the Saiyans was for him, realizing that even greater threats were yet to come. During the Namek arc, Frieza was the symbol of supremacy. He ruled with terror, blindly relying on his overwhelming strength and his ability to destroy planets effortlessly. When facing Goku, Frieza believed it would be another easy victory, an opportunity to reaffirm his dominance. However, everything changed when Goku, driven by the loss of his friends and the desire to protect the universe, reached the legendary level of Super Saiyan. For the first time, Frieza experienced true fear. He witnessed a power that exceeded his own, something that seemed impossible for someone so egocentric and convinced of his superiority. Even with his transformations, Frieza could not defeat Goku, and the fight ended with his humiliating defeat and near-death. This moment was a deep blow for Frieza. He realized that, despite his achievements and strength, there was a limit to his power, something he had never considered before. This painful lesson marked the beginning of an obsession with Goku. Frieza began to understand that, to achieve his goals of conquest and revenge, he would need to surpass Goku somehow. This obsession was not just a matter of physical power, but also about proving to himself and the universe that he was invincible. The confrontation on Namek was more than a defeat for Frieza. It was a wound to his ego and his vision of himself as the supreme being. Meanwhile, Goku was also facing his own challenges. His battle against the Saiyans, especially against Vegeta, had been a test of his limits. He realized that, although he was strong, there were threats that surpassed his ability to handle alone. The arrival of Frieza was confirmation of that, proof that the universe was full of opponents much more powerful than he had imagined. Instead of giving up, Goku saw this as an opportunity to grow. His mindset of always seeking new limits and overcoming challenges became even more evident after these confrontations. Just as Frieza saw Goku as an obstacle to overcome, Goku began to see Frieza and other enemies as milestones in his journey of evolution. Frieza's path after Namek was marked by his relentless quest for power. He was resurrected several times, but his obsession with Goku never diminished. In Dragon Ball Super, Frieza finally decided to train, something he had never done before, to achieve his Golden Frieza form. This training was a clear demonstration that Frieza acknowledged Goku as an opponent who could not be ignored. He knew that, to surpass Goku, he would have to do more than rely on his natural talent and initial strength. This decision to train reflected the impact Goku had on him, a symbol of how Frieza was forced to change his approach and mindset. Likewise, Goku continued to evolve, always preparing to face increasingly powerful opponents. The introduction of Ultra Instinct in Dragon Ball Super is a testament to his determination to seek new levels of power, even when it seemed impossible. Goku never settled for his current strength. He always saw battles as opportunities to grow. This mindset is what sets him apart from Frieza. While Frieza seeks power to dominate and control, Goku seeks power to protect and surpass his own limits. Frieza and Goku are, in many ways, perfect opposites. Frieza represents the pursuit of absolute power as a means of control and revenge, while Goku symbolizes the journey of self-discovery and continuous improvement. However, they share an unexpected bond. Each forces the other to evolve. Frieza only began to train and seek new levels of power because of Goku, while Goku always sees Frieza as an adversary who motivates him to be better. This dynamic creates a fascinating parallel between the two, showing how their stories are interconnected and how their rivalries transform them into stronger and more complex versions of themselves. The battle on Namek was the beginning of this connection, a moment when both faced the reality of their limits. For Frieza, it was a painful lesson that his power was not absolute. For Goku, it was a confirmation that greater threats would always arise, requiring him to keep growing. This relationship between the two is one of the reasons why Dragon Ball continues to resonate with fans. It shows how even the greatest conflicts can lead to growth and evolution.